XRP holders, the charts do not lie, the price action is tightening, the candles are squeezing, and every single sign is pointing to one thing: consolidation, deep, powerful, relentless consolidation, the kind of market behavior that precedes a breakout, the kind of silence that comes before a storm. For weeks, XRP has been hovering in a narrow band, trapped between resistance and support. Traders watching with restless eyes, analysts whispering of volatility brewing beneath the surface, whales shifting their positions, liquidity drying up on exchanges, and all of it building pressure like a coiled spring ready to snap. You see, consolidation is not weakness, consolidation is strength. It is the market pausing, gathering energy, waiting for the catalyst, and when that spark comes, the move will be violent, decisive, undeniable. XRP is writing its next chapter, and those who are not paying attention will be left wondering how they missed it. Look at the support zones, near-term floors holding steady, bids stacking at critical levels, buyers refusing to let XRP sink further, while resistance lines sit just above, strong but weakening, tested over and over until finally, one more push will crack them open. Technical indicators are aligning, the RSI is balanced, neither overbought nor oversold, MACD lines flirting with a bullish cross, moving averages converging tightly, volume drying up in a way that always precedes an explosion. This is the textbook definition of a breakout setup, and XRP is at the center of it. But here is what most people miss: consolidation is not just a chart pattern, it is a psychological battlefield. Bulls and bears are locked in silent combat, each side testing the other, probing, waiting, holding their fire until the perfect moment, the moment of breakout where conviction overwhelms hesitation. XRP's consolidation has another dimension: the legal and regulatory backdrop, the SEC's shifting stance on ETFs, the global appetite for cross-border liquidity, and the institutional whispers that XRP is being positioned as a tool for settlement. This means the consolidation is not just price action, it is the reflection of uncertainty needing expectation, the market holding its breath as the future is decided. Now think about this: every time XRP has consolidated in the past, it has not stayed quiet for long. History shows us, tight ranges give way to aggressive moves, and those who understood the setup walked away with gains while the doubters were left behind. Support near 50 cents, resistance just above 60 cents. The range is clear, the tension is unbearable, traders know what comes next. But the direction is what keeps everyone awake at night. Will XRP rip upward, blasting through resistance? Or will it collapse downward, punishing the overleveraged? The truth is, the setup favors the breakout upward, the liquidity maps, the whale movements, the macro narrative, all pointing to accumulation, all pointing to the patient hands absorbing supply, all pointing to the spring loading tighter and tighter before release. And remember, when XRP moves, it does not move gently, it surges, it explodes, it breaks barriers that looked immovable. And it does so faster than anyone expects, leaving no time for hesitation, no time for catching up. So XRP holders, understand this: the consolidation you see is not boring, it is not insignificant. It is the storm forming in the distance, the calm that feels too quiet, the moment where the market tests your patience before rewarding conviction. The charts are telling the story, the breakout is coming. The only question left is, will you be ready when it happens? XRP audience, let us go deeper. Let us talk about resistance. Let us talk about the walls standing between XRP and freedom. The first major wall sits near 60 cents, thick with sell orders, layered with traders trying to protect their short positions, but every test weakens it. Every candle pressing against it chips away at its strength. Resistance is not permanent, resistance is temporary. Above that lies 70 cents, a zone tested and rejected before, a level filled with emotional baggage from past cycles, but also a gateway. Once breached, it opens the path to 80 cents and beyond. Each of these zones like checkpoints on the journey, each one holding back the tide until it cannot hold any longer. Support matters just as much, the buyers waiting around 50 cents, the bids absorbing every dip, the hands refusing to let go. Whales stepping in when fear creeps in. This is why XRP keeps bouncing, this is why the floor holds, this is why the market refuses to break down. Consolidation is strength, support is conviction. Now look at the whales, massive transactions flowing across ledgers, quiet movements of millions of tokens, shifting from exchanges to cold storage, from wallets to unknown destinations. These are not random, these are not retail, these are strategic. These are the signs of accumulation beneath the surface. When whales accumulate during consolidation, it is never casual, it is intentional. They know the breakout is near, they know the upside potential, they position themselves quietly while the crowd grows impatient, and when the breakout arrives, they are already sitting in profit while others scramble to enter. Volume is key. The quiet volume right now is deceptive. It is the calm water before the storm. The thin liquidity means when the move comes it will be sharp, rapid, impossible to catch unless you are already in position. This is why XRP consolidation is dangerous for those sitting on the sidelines. Every chartist knows the triangle patterns forming, the tightening wedge, the lower highs and higher lows converging. It is a squeeze, a compression, a moment where neither side can dominate until the breakout decides the winner. XRP is painting this exact setup, textbook, undeniable, macro forces are adding fuel, ETF approval momentum, institutional whispers, central bank discussions about cross-border rails, all of these narratives hang over the consolidation like storm clouds heavy with rain. It only takes one lightning strike, one news headline, one whale move, and the breakout begins. Emotionally, consolidation tests patience. It creates doubt. It makes holders wonder if their conviction is misplaced. But this is by design. Markets are psychological warfare. They shake the weak hands, they punish the impatient, they test the true believers, and XRP consolidation right now is a battlefield of conviction. The breakout could target $1, the round psychological barrier, the milestone that turns whispers into headlines, the level that says XRP is not dead, XRP is alive, XRP is ready. Once $1 is reached, the narrative shifts, the world notices, the market sentiment flips, and from there, resistance becomes momentum. Broken levels turn into support. What was once a ceiling becomes a floor. The staircase upward begins, consolidation becomes the launchpad, breakout becomes the rocket, conviction becomes profit. But we must also be honest, breakouts can go both ways. If support fails, if fear overwhelms conviction, XRP could slip lower, shakeouts could be brutal, liquidations could cascade. This is the risk of tight consolidation. The move is big, the direction is decisive, you must be prepared. Yet history favors the upside. XRP consolidations of the past, after legal clarity wins, after whale accumulation, after institutional whispers, more often than not the result is higher, stronger, more explosive than expected. The patterns repeat, the players know, the signs are all there. So XRP holders, understand this moment. This consolidation is not the end, it is the setup, the prelude, the chapter before the climax. You are standing at the edge of a breakout, and the charts are begging you to pay attention. The whales are leaving clues, the market is giving signals, the breakout is inevitable. The only unknown is when. XRP audience, now let us talk about the bigger picture. Let us talk about what comes after consolidation, what comes after breakout. Because this is not just a chart pattern, this is a narrative, this is history unfolding in real time. Institutional finance is watching, banks are watching, hedge funds are watching. They see XRP not as a gamble but as an infrastructure, a settlement rail, a liquidity solution. They are comparing it to Swift, they are comparing it to outdated legacy systems, and they are beginning to recognize the efficiency, the speed, the cost savings. This is why consolidation matters, because institutions do not buy into hype, they wait for stability, they wait for a base, they wait for liquidity, and XRP is building that base right now, the foundation that allows bigger money to step in. ETF discussions are rising, regulatory clarity is forming, each headline is a signal that the floodgates could open. If a spot ETF for Bitcoin and Ethereum exists, why not XRP? Why not the asset already used in cross-border corridors? Why not the token at the heart of legal battles now nearing resolution? The breakout to $1 is not the end. It is the beginning. The climb to $2, $3, even $5 becomes possible once psychological walls are broken, once momentum turns into narrative, once headlines drive adoption. Every breakout in crypto history has followed this pattern, and XRP is preparing to write the next chapter. Long-term charts show the potential, the massive inverse head and shoulders pattern, the multi-year base stretching from the lawsuits beginning to now. The breakout from such a pattern is not small, it is life-changing, it is exponential.